Chat, my character's sexy.
Ooh! Monkey noises! No! This is my power! You ever have a lemon? Why the fuck is it round?
Oh wow, he juggled me! Dang, man, good kill. That was.
I killed him! I did it! I lived! Make a little meeting hall? Is this like brunch, breakfast, and dinner here? Like, what's going on here? 250. Ryan, you are now as loud as the airplane. I mean, every character has a flaw. I mean, look at Donkey Kong. His flaw is being Well, here we are. The end. Wait, hold on. There we go. Gotta set your stages, you know? And I mean, look at this place. It's great. You're probably wondering what this is all about. Why the title is so ominous. Why the music is so somber. And the background so, end-like. Well, you see, I have a confession to make. I graduated. You're probably lost, aren't you? Well, let me explain. You see, there's a lot of milestones we cross in life. Yet there is two very important ones that cement you becoming an adult. One is obvious, turning 18 in the good old US of A. But the other is graduating high school. And they go hand in hand, you see, as both represent heading off to a new world. The real world. A lot of parents would say. But the question still stands. Why? Why am I creating this video? And the truth is, it's because no one's gonna be honest. No one is going to say what needs to be said anymore. But I want to. But then why haven't I cut to making some grand speech? And the truth is all because of the fact that I don't have the ability to. You see, there are 5 pillars that make up a graduation, and those are the 5 speeches that come from 5 different people. The first of which being the valedictorian and salutatorian. These people are speaking for a very simple and obvious reason. They have the highest GPA in the graduating class, meaning that they are considered the smartest and wisest to speak, and to lead you forth to the next part of your life through their words. Then you have the next 2, which I'm including because I saw them at another person's graduation, which are the student council president and vice president. Both are just as important, as they are, well, being the leaders of your school in their events, fundraisers, and so much more. So their role is to lead you with hope for a brighter future. And finally, we have the one that I know you're all dying to see and so excited to hear about. You know, the one that everyone has at least seen at least once. Celebrities.
Rock, on a serious note, can you tell us when the show premieres?
The show premieres.
It doesn't matter!
Mostly for college graduations, but I still wanted to include them, as they appear in many graduations across the world for many reasons. Maybe they went to that school, and they want to encourage the new grads, or they just love giving hopeful and encouraging speeches to the youth, to pursue their dreams and do their best in life. Or, if we want to be a Debbie Downer, maybe they're just there for an easy paycheck, which is always an option. And yet, deep down, we all know that I am none of these. Even when I was a freshman, I knew this, because I'm not the smartest, or, you know, a huge leader in my school, and while I may seem pretty cool, I am not a mainstream celebrity either. So then why am I talking about this? Well, simple. Because I feel it's important to share my experience. After all, many do share their experiences, and those who do share them much later in life. So instead of waiting to my 20s or 30s to tell a story and some advice, I'll tell it now. If you're willing to sit down for a bit and hear it, I'd be glad and, well, very happy to share one more story at this time in my life. Now, let's rewind a bit back.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Back to a long, long time ago. Freshman year. Now, let me be honest with you. When I was first entering high school, I was a little worried and nervous. I mean, it's a big change, right? New places, new events, and everyone's favorite thing in the whole wide world, the pond getting bigger. Because you're meeting so many new people, so many new teachers, and so many new students. But though I was nervous, I had hope that one thing would stay the same. Friends. You ever heard of Disney's most successful property on Disney Channel, known as High School Musical? Well, I had high hopes that my friends would do what you both expect in life and see in the movies, being the fact that they would stick by your side when shit hits the fan. Without the singing and dancing, of course. Oh, and the 1 billion basketballs. However, I have a sad reality to tell you. This never happened. No, they did not start dancing or singing. Instead, they kinda left me. Maybe it was because I wasn't popular or wasn't a good clique fit, but I lost a lot of friends first year. And if you thought that was the worst of the worst, boy, you don't know me. You see, I entered high school at the greatest time possible, the height of COVID-19. You know, everyone's favorite pandemic. Which gave me a lot of anxiety, both because, well, I don't know, big scary virus, and also the fact that there was a lot of medical stuff happening in the background of my life at that time. Not only that, but I also got bullied in 3 of my classes. And also, let's not forget the people attempting to get COVID by licking sinks and many other dirty surfaces, because that surely makes me feel more comfortable. And I haven't even gotten to and the other toilet tragedies. There were many. So yeah, freshman year definitely sucked. It didn't help that my mental state was going down the shitter too when it came to everything due to my anxiety. I even got depressed for a while, along with not eating many meals throughout the day due to my fears of catching COVID and many other diseases. Gee, I wonder why. So, I mean, you could say that I definitely beat Mr. Beast's no eating for a month video by quadruple the amount. So yeah, that was a pretty shit time. I really don't know how else to express how horrible that was. I mean, you know, when you go into your school or your place of work, you expect everyone to at least have that, like, that common thought process. And, you know, that common sense, right? Where it's like, there's a global pandemic going around, and I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to get my friends sick. And you would think that a lot of people would think that, and they would try and, you know, protect themselves, protect their families, protect their friends. And when you see that, it's like, when you see a guy licking a sink, it's like, why? I mean, there's so many instances freshman year where I just sat down and I just said, why? Why are you trying to get COVID? Why are you trying to make my freshman year experience more difficult than it needs to be? You know, like, you know, and I get it. Kids pick on kids, but there's a difference between, you know, you and your friends joking about throwing small jabs and people making you feel like you're worthless. So I definitely, when it came to that, I got the, you could say, the short end of the stick, because that was hard to deal with. But you know what? It got better. Going into the third quarter, things changed. Due to the medical stuff we aren't gonna talk about, I got to stay home for the first half of my second semester, till I got my COVID shots, which actually helped me a lot. Throughout that time, I was feeling a lot better. I was eating more regularly. I was having actual meals. It's crazy to think about it, but back then I barely ate during the first semester, so it was such a change to actually relearn how to have an appetite. But, when it comes to, after staying home for an entire quarter of a semester, it was, and, eventually going back, right? For a long time, it was difficult, and it was just very difficult to readjust, being back in high school. And let's be honest, the comforts of home, and I think many people could agree, were personally way better than the odd shit going down there. However, I'll be honest, things did get better over time. I met friends, I went to events, I started really finding or fine-tuning the things that I wanted to do and see. And it's just, I actually started to do stuff that I was comfortable with, at least, and I met people who helped me a lot, and that was good thing. And that leads me to probably my favorite point in this little speech: advice.
No matter what happens, I want you to know I'll always remember the most important thing. And that's the Mets, baby! Let's go Mets! 1986 can't happen again! Come on, baby! Let's go Mets!
If you ask me, not many people give advice about what to do during your high school or college experiences, other than ways to fit in. Heck, I was even, taught a way to fit in during high school. Someone tried teaching me a handshake, like the dapping the kids up thing, and I genuinely still don't understand how to do that. So some could say I just don't retain information easily. Others could say I didn't want to retain the information because I just didn't know what was going on. I would go with the second one. Or at least that's what I have. So, I want to put my best foot forward. And I want to give some actual advice about high school. And some actual advice about how you can, instead of dreading your high school experience, enjoy it and actually have a good time. And my first tip is really simple. And it's, personally, one of the simplest ones I'll ever have. And it's, don't take everything so seriously. Now, am I saying you shouldn't care about your grades, or representing yourself nicely, taking showers, looking your best every day, coming into class, clothed and not in yesterday's pajamas? No, as those are very important for several reasons. Like, if you ever want to get a job, they're gonna be looking at your grades from high school till you graduate college, or until you get other jobs on your resume. Instead, what I really mean is, don't take everything ultra seriously. Every moment of your high school career shouldn't be experienced like, oh my god, Stacy, if I don't pass my math test, I am going to die. Oh no, Brendan! Instead, you should be able to laugh at life a little more, rather than looking at every situation as one that requires a serious attitude. Plus, looking at life in such a serious lens will never allow you to see the fun and stuff, or the funny stories happening around you. There's so many things that I have laughed about and had a good time about because I'm not being ultra serious. And to be honest, it's a mood lifter, too. It makes you feel a lot happier, because you're not hunkering down in this whole tough guy or, ultra serious girl persona, My second tip is just as simple as the first, and that's not caring about popularity. You see, I'm about to tell you something that you would not believe, and that's that popularity doesn't exist. I know. It's a hard truth to learn, but it's true. You see, a lot of people think popularity is some great, amazing thing, but in reality it's not. If anything, it just doesn't matter outside of high school. Because the second you leave high school, it stays in high school. It doesn't follow you outside of it. It's never gonna be the reason you get a job or get into a college. Because it's just a thing that exists in this 4-year time span. The second you get out of high school, you're not gonna be popular. No one's gonna say, oh my god, it's prom king on the street, or prom queen. They're not gonna say that. They're not gonna be like, oh my god, it's the popular kids from high school, oh my god, it's Jerry. Like, no one is gonna say that. Because deep down, nobody's gonna care about that. And if you ask me, truthfully, I think ignoring the social status of popularity during high school can help you click with new people and, you know, maybe even make some lifelong friends. Because you're not going to be sticking to the same group of people because, you know, they're popular. You'll meet all types of people. You'll meet people who are dubbed by many to be unpopular. You'll meet people who are very popular. But the thing is that deep down, you'll be able to mesh and see so many more types of people and so many more crowds by going around and meeting different people instead of sticking to people who are with your popularity status that doesn't even matter. So, in my opinion, you should go say hi to that kid that you think is a pretty nice person but you wouldn't talk to because of popularity, because who knows? It could become your best friend later down the line. You never know. Now for my third tip. Make mistakes. You know, a lot of people say this, and I agree too much not to follow. High school is the start of a lot of things in your life. Finding out what you want to do with your life, who you want to be, and so much more. But high school has a benefit most don't notice or recognize. That being that it's the perfect time to make mistakes and learn from them. You see, the stakes are low right now. There's always new ways for you to improve your grades and do better in your classes without a horrible repercussion. You know, like, there's not going to be a grade that you get that tanks the whole class, because there's always going to be opportunities for extra credit and more assignments to improve that grade. Meaning that when you fail, you will always create a great learning opportunity for yourself. And high school will always be the best time to learn right from wrong before going into college. My final piece of advice is respect your teachers and parents. You don't know it, or you refuse to believe it, but both your teachers and your parents can be of great help to you. From helping with classwork or assignments to giving some pretty good life advice, teachers and parents have a lot to offer to a high schooler. And not to mention, they have some of the hardest jobs out there. Because they're either A, parenting a child who they hope to raise to be the best human being possible, or B, teaching information that will hopefully help the adults of the future change the world. And in my humble yet little depressing note, I feel they get no credit. While yes, there is always going to be bad influences, that shouldn't overshadow those who have inspired and done good in the lives of many. From a simple middle school music appreciation class to math, health, and heck, even a finance/video class, I've learned a lot of useful information from my teachers. And that's only a handful, and only one half of this section, because parents are just as amazing. Because they do all that and a little more at times, whether it be losing sleep because they want to see you make it out of the hospital alive after a scare that they weren't ready for and neither were you, or through a difficult moment of hardship. I can't count how important and how vital both of these are. Teens will be dicks, and they'll never say how important positive influences have been on their lives. And they will be even ruder when it comes to admitting that their parents are one of the most important things in their life. But deep down, you can't deny it. Can't run from it. Can't lie about it. So use your resources. treat those who teach you and care for you with kindness. And learn from those who have taught you, so when you enter this adult world, you'll just be a little more prepared. And on that note, this is where it all ends. But how do we end? Most would think I would walk off into the sunset by now. I've given my advice, I've told my story, and now I get to ride off to a new horizon and a new adventure. Or in another case, I'd go out on a whimper. Silently, but in a lot of ways, unsatisfying. Well, while I may still be making videos after all this is over, I must say that both endings are horribly unsatisfying, so I might as well make my own kind of it. And if there's one thing I've learned after rewatching Megamind way too many times as a kid, is that no matter what you do, you always gotta have some presentation. And whatever it is, whether it be walking, talking, or just saying something with a smile, you gotta have that presentation. So why don't we go all out?
God, it's been over 2 years of knowing the guy. It really doesn't feel like it's been that long. It started off, I believe, with a mutual server that a mutual friend had for, aspiring content creators. That server didn't end up going anywhere, but our friendship did. We played in some lobbies together, and sort of started to get along. Now, I'm gonna be honest when I say at first lobbies could be kind of volatile. Ronin's a guy that loves to make tons of quips, jokes, and pretty insane ones too. And me being, back then, the insecure guy who was very vulnerable about a lot of qualities and traits about myself, would take a lot of offense sometimes and get really upset. Especially Among Us, I swear to God, Ronin. You always killing me for literally no good reason, over and over and over and over. I would literally stab you. It was literally 4 times in a row one lobby, killing me first for no reason, and those moments I'm like, okay, I'm trying to have fun, but the bits sometimes get on my nerves if I'm killed first for 4 rounds in a row. You laugh, but I was pissed off at you, okay? Yet, anytime I felt offended by him and made that clear to him, he would apologize and text me that he didn't mean anything bad. He's just a guy trying to have fun, and he means no harm. I know that deep down he means the absolute best for his friends. He's just a guy that says dumb things sometimes and has a lot of fun in the moment and can get carried away sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean a lot of times. If I were to be honest, I do consider Ronin one of my closest friends in several ways. Whenever I want to play a game with someone, Ronin is always down. Doesn't make me feel like I'm talking to someone who doesn't want to spend time with me. He's always down. He also has such a similar work ethic as me, working on videos so much and pushing himself to make bigger and better things. And believe it or not, one of the things I was missing the most from my existing friends who I was separating from at the time, aka reaching out to me, and not me being the only one who's starting a conversation. Ronin would do that. He'd check on me. He'd ask me how I'm doing. He'd start conversation. Granted, sometimes in the most Ronin way possible, with some random gif or bit that makes no sense until I texted him about it, but he cared so much to include me in his day and time. I want to be a better friend to him, and I'm working hard every day to do more of my work and projects more efficiently, spend less time on them, through meditation, productivity strategies, discipline, etc., while also reaching all my goals so I can spend more time with them and the rest of my friends who deserve me being there for them much more. Ronin, thank you for being my friend for many more years of being friends and maybe someday getting to meet each other. It's been a pleasure being your friend all of this time, and I look forward to everything else we'll do together.
Probably not the funniest ones, but probably some of my most memorable moments that I have with you would probably be my first Thanksgiving. Actually, I do have a favorite memory of you. It was my first Thanksgiving back from college, so I think it was last year.
Is this the one where we all went insane because of Monopoly, or was that the year before?
Oh my god, no, the one with the Monopoly was fucking nuts. That was a good one. That was such a good one.
That was my hands down favorite memory.
We're pulling that back out this year, by the way.
We're running it back. We are running it back.
I have been practicing for 2 years now. My roommate is a Monopoly spoiled, and she has taught me everything that she knows. So I am going to literally, oh my gosh, everyone is gonna pay me. Everyone's gonna cry. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be great. Thanksgiving's gonna be great. I'm gonna be thankful that we're pulling the Monopoly board out. Like, anytime that we bring Monopoly to the function, I'm gonna get all the money. Like, everything. It's gonna be mine. But no, the first time that you pulled Monopoly out, and then you made my mom cry, we made grandma cry, we made your mom cry.
By the way, these were happy tears. These were funny tears. These were not, we actually made our parents cry tears.
Because my mom literally didn't know what the fuck Marvin Gardens was.
And that was the best moment possible.
And grandma, like, I hadn't seen grandma cry like that from laughing so hard. So it was like, ever since we made grandma cry that year, she has not stopped laughing since. Like, I think we opened up something. And like,
we broke the machine.
We broke grandma. Like, we broke her.
So I don't know if you remember this, but we actually met in 2nd grade when I first moved to this district. I know we were never like really good friends back then.
We were close, but not too close.
Yeah. I remember the green coat. Every single day, the green coat.
Is that like the most vivid memory? Oh, we gotta move because of the zone again. Is that like the most vivid memory of me at all times is just the green coat?
Genuinely, the green coat. Yeah, I remember the green coat very vividly. Like every single day, it was just the green coat.
Well, it was cold.
I 100% agree with you. I'm just saying. And that kind of stays true today. Like, you've got your red, black, and white coat that you wear all the time. As it was then, you still, like, you're joking all the time. There's always a joke going on. Like, never is there not. Like, it's always a bit, or there's always a meme and a joke, you know? It's always That was true in 2nd grade, and it's true now. Years in high school. You're a cool and funny guy. It's awesome.
Thank you, mate. That's very kind
Yeah.
of you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Hello, Ron and Ron's family and friends and whoever else is watching this. I am Noah! Yay! Okay, so today I'm going to share one of my favorite moments with Ron, which actually isn't just one. It's a collection of moments that we've had throughout time. Well, he's always been a bit funny. Well, he's actually really funny. However, there's these moments of confusion between both of us where he says something or I say something and the other one just doesn't get what the other one means. And we just kind of sit there like, huh? And it's really funny to me. I also do really like just overall playing video games with him. Among Us was always really fun to do. I also really enjoyed Minecraft and getting to mess around with builds and stuff. That was always really fun. When we tried out for MCC Rising, that was also very fun. And yeah, Rom's always just been very careful in the sense that he's always cared a lot for others, even if he tries not to show it. And yeah, he's a really sweet guy, and I'm proud to call him my friend.
I mean, it's kind of hard to pick just one. Like, again, going back, the fucking content warning game when I first met you, that was a very enjoyable experience. Well, like, you know, since then, just playing random games, like, becoming the fucking raid boss in Strive for our entire group has been great. It's made me want to learn some fighting games and actually take the time to get better, just to have an actual competition.
That's why I've started the tournaments. It's always fun to see.
Which has been great, because you're getting people more active in this server than I would have ever expected to happen. And
I
then
mean, it's my job.
Just, like, even just some random games, albeit mainly fighting games, but even like fucking Risk of Rain 2 when you got that, going through and just saying I'm going to complete this made me want to go and complete it. It's been phenomenal ones. Can't wait to make more.
Honestly, if I had to say, it would be the I want to say like the second or third time fighting on Shrive, and we were just going at it to the point I finally beat you a couple times.
Ah, that was fun.
Cause that felt so good. I was gonna say you're just a really like difficult person to beat, and obviously that's the thrill, but it just felt good. That's mainly it.
Okay, so since we're starting this back up, I'm gonna do my sacred jutsu of trapping Alex in the match forever.
Great. Alright, it's time to get all sentimental. Ronin,
Yeah.
growing up, you've always been like a brother to me. And it's strange seeing you grow up, but strange in a good way. You've always pursued your dreams, and as long as I can remember, you've wanted to do YouTube. And I'm proud you've gone headfirst into this journey and that it brings you so much joy. Knowing how much time and effort you put into recording, writing, and editing, we can really see this is a passion project for you. And I always look back and wonder where the time has gone and when everything has changed from dreams to reality. I hope you can continue this journey and develop your content creation like you've developed as a person. And I'm glad you've allowed me to join and support you while you forge your own path. And I look forward to seeing where you go.
While we're here, you want to hear my favorite moment? Everything. You know, life is truly a wonder. You never know who you're gonna meet, what you're gonna see, or even what you're going to experience next. And when the uncertainty of the world is a constant part of all life, I only hope that I live a good one. In my time, I have had a lot of hardships, grief, but also pure joy and bliss. And there's nothing that makes me more grateful than to live my life to the fullest. And I hope that more ridiculous and amazing things happen on this wonderful journey we call life. And hopefully, one day we'll all look back where it started and be amazed how far we've come. So with that all out of the way, it's time to head forth to new places, new dimensions, and locales that are unknown to my naked eye. The question is, where to first? After all, I am still on a journey. And well, it ain't gonna be journeyed by anyone else but me.